Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 16th Annual Ulster County Regional Chamber of Commerce Business Recognition Awards Celebration. I'm Ward Todd on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and the Ulster County Economic Development Alliance. We welcome you. In this year of the pandemic, we've reimagined our annual event. This is our salute to the best of the best in Ulster County. It had been for years a sit-down affair. Tonight it's a virtual celebration. We actually added the word celebration this year when we realized how important it was going to be to celebrate the successes of our local businesses in a year when so many of them have been impacted. We also made a significant change this year. For the first time in 16 years, we've chosen to give the Len Kane Heart of Ulster County Award to not just one person, but to an entire legion of local hometown heroes. That will be our final award tonight, so please be sure to stay with us right after that for a very special visual tribute to some of the people who helped bring us through the worst days of COVID-19. Before we get to our first award, I'd like to thank the following businesses who are supporting our 2020 signature event, including our premier sponsors, Health Alliance, part of the WMC Health Network, Ulster Savings Bank, the Emerson Resort and Spa, Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, and New Vans Health. Our platinum sponsors, Rondout Savings Bank, Central Hudson Gas and Electric, and Rhinebeck Bank. Our diamond sponsors, Van Kleeck's Tire, Gagnon and Associate CPAs, Adams Farricker Farms, and WineRacks.com. The award winners also received thanks from the Reese Group and Frank Flynn CPA. Thanks to all of our great sponsors for their support. At this time, we welcome our first presenter. Welcome the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, Dave Gagnon.
Good evening. I'm David Gagnon, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Ulster Regional Chamber of Commerce. I'm also the owner of Gagnon and Associate CPAs. There's no denying that our next honoree has drive. That's just how he rolls. In fact, his family has been in the tire business for 60 years. His father opened the shop in the town of Ulster in 1960 and has been behind the wheel since 2000 when his parents retired. Those who have dropped off their cars for tires or full service already know this is one of the most respected, most reputable, most honest, and most customer-friendly businesses you'll ever find anywhere in the county. In addition to offering top-of-the-line tires from Goodyear and Firestone, though just to name a few, they offer struts, brake service, alignments, oil changes, and state inspections, and lots more. They also outfit buses and fire trucks, cranes and loaders, as well as major commercial equipment with most secure tires around. That kind folks at Lake Katrine Shop are also known for their best free coffee on the planet. You can pour yourself a cup while waiting to get your car back in tip-top shape. That's part of the overall great customer service at this friendly family shop. The owner and wife model integrity for the whole staff, and that trickles down to you, the customer. For the team, it's all about long-term relationships with patrons. And by the way, they've been noticed, not just by us here at the Chamber, but by K&M Tire, which recognized the business as 2020's Mr. Tire during a conference in Columbus, Ohio. Meeting customer needs is always important, but in challenging times like this, that's really where the rubber meets the road. Again, our honoree has gone above and beyond to ensure the safety for his patrons and his staff. In addition to everything, our honoree serves community in many other ways. He is a past member of the Chamber of Commerce Board, City of Kingston School Board, SPCA Board, and he's a current member of the Town of Ulster's Town Board. He's also an active leader in his church, the Grace Community Evangelical Free Church in Lake Katrine. We literally could write a book about all this guy does for our community, but for now, we'll shine the spotlight on the owner of Van Kleeck's Tires, our 2020 Business Person of the Year, Mr. Clayton Van Kleeck.
I am truly honored to have been selected by you, the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce, as Business Person of the Year. Thank you very much. It was 60 years ago that my mom and dad, Bob and Janet Van Kleeck, started Van Kleeck's Tire. It was 40 years ago while at Bible school that I met my wife, Karen. We made a choice at that time to come home and go back into the family business. What a great choice that was. But we made a commitment that we wanted to follow good values. And there's a verse that's important to us. In the Bible, Jesus was asked, what's the most important commandment? And he said there's two. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. We have tried to do that as a guiding principle in our life. You honoring us as a business person of the year means that we've accomplished part of that. Van Kleeck's Tire, Clayton Van Kleeck, I'm a business person of the year, but I am extremely thankful. I'm thankful that my parents started the business. I'm thankful for the people that work for us every day. I'm thankful for all the customers. I'm very, very thankful for my wife. I'm very, very just grateful and thankful. But I am thankful to you also, our customers. You chose us. You've decided to buy from us. Van Kleeck's Tire wants to continue. Our daughter is up front working for us right now. We've accomplished 60 years. We're looking to keep going. So thank you very much. We are very, very honored and very, very proud to be members of the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Crystal Jacob, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Ulster County Regional Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and I'm pleased to introduce our 2020 Ulster County Business of the Year. When we talk about going the extra mile, that's just what the president of this Ulster County institution did back in the spring. It was a pretty spectacular sight as he drove close to 500 miles over a 4-day span to hand deliver diplomas to more than 150 graduates who, due to COVID restrictions, could not gather for an in-person ceremony. As he arrived at homes, some as far away as Columbia, Orange, and Sullivan counties, whose whole family would gather outside to celebrate their graduates and the masked man handing out their degrees. That extraordinary effort got broad attention, in part and parcel of how this institution stands out in Ulster County, our region, and New York State. Like most other educational institutions across the county, they shut down in March to stop the spread of the coronavirus, just as students were returning from spring break. They had to finish their courses through remote learning, and even now during the fall semester, 65% of the student body is engaged in hybrid learning, with some classes remote and clinical hands-on lab components in person through social distancing. They're scoring high grades in these challenging times, but it's not just how well the institution handled COVID that sets it apart. When it comes to academic offerings, course flexibility, funding options, and student engagement, our honoree excels. In fact, they ranked #1 in the state by bestcolleges.com, which said that learners enjoy high-quality academics, affordability, and diverse involvement opportunities, including clubs, cultural events, athletics, and study abroad programs. More than 3,000 students attend this institution, with over 60 academic programs from which to choose. Small classes and dedicated faculty bring academics to life in certificate, transfer, and career-ready associate degree programs, including nursing, business, fashion design, criminal justice, computer science, and engineering, to name a few. Adult students turn to them when they want to come back to college, change careers, or add skills to stay competitive. On top of everything else, it has also helped 150 students receive a free college education through a program known as the President's Challenge sponsorship. This program identifies high-achieving first-generation economically disadvantaged students in 8th grade and pays their college tuition if they continue along a strong educational path during high school. As of today, the college has invested over $1 million in this program, including over $750,000 in funds raised through the generosity of sponsors to help students take advantage of this scholarship. We can't help but be proud of the extraordinary local college that offers opportunities for everyone. So tonight, we honor our 2020 Business of the Year, SUNY Ulster. Please welcome President Dr. Alan Roberts.
SUNY Ulster is honored to accept the 2020 Business of the Year Award. Our incredible community of students, faculty, staff, trustees, Foundation Board of Directors, alumni, and our county and state partners all contribute to serving our community in many ways, and we are deeply grateful for this recognition. These short video excerpts give a glimpse of SUNY Ulster's community and helps to illustrate the story of what we do, including highlights of the President's Challenge Scholarship. We all thank you for your support and look forward to continuing to serve our Ulster County community by providing affordable, accessible higher education while we change lives.
Inspired. That's the word that comes to mind when I think of the education students get here at SUNY Ulster. Students come to SUNY Ulster motivated to find their career path and leave fully prepared to enter the job market or transfer to a four-year institution to continue their studies. Most SUNY Ulster students talk about their time here in terms of being supported and transformed.
The President's Challenge to me is really a perfect example of how you can really help people. This is just a brilliant idea. It starts in the very early stages of a kid's education, and they have a comfort level by the time it's time to go to the college. We sponsored one student, and now we're on our second, and I'm absolutely sure we'll do a third because I think it's a really effective way to make a difference in a person's life. So for all of us, these are challenging times, and we're all doing the best we can. And I really feel badly for students who maybe had to miss their graduation this year and didn't get to celebrate with their classmates. But the picture of Al going around to all of those students was an inspiration for anybody. And it told us everything about what he's all about and what the college is all about in the community. And I'm so proud and happy to be supporting that.
President of SUNY Ulster, Dr. Alan Roberts, saying the graduation ceremony is the best part of the year. He came up with a socially distant way to still hand each graduate their diplomas.
It was wonderful.
I don't think the path of achieving one's career goal ever ends, but I do think SUNY Ulster is where it starts. So get ready to be inspired, motivated, prepared, supported, transformed at SUNY Ulster.
Hello, my name is John Burlingham. I am the chair-elect on the Chamber Board of Directors, and it's my privilege to announce the Small Business of the Year Award. We absolutely must toast our next honoree. So while you watch these festivities tonight, please raise your glass along with us to salute this very special business. The remarkable woman behind this small business on Route 212 in Saugerties has been a part of the countless celebrations in Ulster County, be they weddings, holidays, birthdays, barbecues, or fundraisers. For more than 40 years, her wines and spirits have graced the tables around which happy people gathered to clink goblets and mark milestones. Since she opened the business in 1978, the store, which has become a community hub, has grown into one of the premier liquor stores in Ulster County. Not only does it feature 90-plus wines from around the world, but full-bodied bourbons, brandies, rums, whiskeys, gins, and cordials. You name it, she's either got it or will get it for you, part of what she calls her customer-driven philosophy. The store is one of the friendliest places in the very friendly town of Saugerties. The owner and her 10-member staff are always eager to help their patrons find the perfect bottle of wine to pair with a dinner, or the best rum to make your pina colada positively pop. On top of everything else, the owner opened her store each weekend in pre-COVID times for wine tastings and hopes to do it again once things normalize. She also offers services like party planning and wedding registries, as well as gift wrapping and gift certificates. Perhaps what sets her apart is her heart. So much, in fact, that VIPs like Saugerties Town Supervisor Fred Costello and Dan Whalen, the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Club of Ulster County, were among those nominating this special lady. She is a major supporter of the Boys and Girls Club in Saugerties, also stepping up and stepping in when there is a need. Among the other causes she supports are the Saugerties Small World Playground, Saugerties Farmers Market, and First Friday Summer Sunset Concerts. She has also served as the Vice Chair of the Saugerties Chamber of Commerce for nearly a decade and gives her best to annual events like Holiday in the Village and the Street Art Exhibit and Auction. By the way, she has been toasted by other organizations other than ours. She is a former recipient of the Saugerties Business Person of the Year, and just last year was given the Spirit of Saugerties Award. Tonight, we raise our glass even higher in affirmation of all she has done for her community. She is a model of success and compassion, and that's why we've given Peggy Schwartz and her Town and Country Liquors the 2020 Ulster County Small Business of the Year Award.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Town and Country Liquors. I'm Peggy Schwartz, and first thing I would say is I'm such a party person. I really wish we could have done this in person, but obviously we can't. And so I have prepared a little speech, and I would like to read it to you. All of us at Town and Country Liquors are thrilled and honored to be chosen by the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce as the 2020 Small Business of the Year, and what a year it's been. This December will mark Town and Country's 42nd year in business. We usually have a huge anniversary sale on December 5th to thank our customers and commemorate our anniversary, but this year we will celebrate on a smaller scale. Check our website, townandcountryliquorstore.com, for further and future information. I started this business in 1978 with my friend Mary Federoff, who now has her own store in the area. We two were young mothers with no knowledge of retail sales or wines and spirits. We learned by taking wine classes, traveling to wine countries, visiting distilleries, and drinking wine. As a mother and in 1993 a newly divorced woman, I was not able to be involved in community affairs. But as my personal life settled down, my ability to be a part of the wonderful, interesting, artistic, business-savvy, charitable Saugerties community increased. I became and still am vice chair of the Saugerties Chamber of Commerce and a big proponent of shop small, shop local. Town and Country is a true example of a mom and pop store, but in our case, it is more of a mom and mom store. We feature many local and organic products and try to fulfill as many customer requests as possible. We pride ourselves on great customer service. Our customers have become our friends, and we are so appreciative of them. We can't wait until we can fully open our doors to more than 5 customers at a time and return to the hangout environment we have been known for. I always say thank God and thank our customers for our longevity. This year, more than ever, I'll cry now, I thank all the wonderful, caring, committed Town and Country employees. They have really kept the business going while I have been staying home and doing what I do online. Thanks to Stella, Stacy, Marissa, Aaron, Suzanne, Darlene, Zach, Gabe, and Caitlin. It takes a village. They are the true backbone of Town and Country, and this award is for them. I love you guys. Okay. Thank you so much, Ulster County Chamber of Commerce, for acknowledging us in any year, but especially in this year. I really, really am so appreciative of getting this award. It was unexpected, and I'm grateful, and I just want to end with this, everybody. Please vote. Please shop small. Please support your local businesses. And thank you, Ulster County Chamber, once again.
Our next honoree has a deep commitment to her community and boundless energy to make it better. Maybe that's because she's a 29-year-old who wears many important hats and has a heart of gold on her rolled-up sleeve. Not only does she hold a full-time job as a technology specialist for the City of Kingston School District, but she's working towards her master's degree in business and marketing education, all while steering the young Ulster professionals towards acts of kindness to our less privileged neighbors. You can often spot her around her hometown of Kingston walking her beloved dog, Kutch, a beagle and pug mix that she also takes on many hiking and kayaking adventures. This young lady loves Ulster County so much that she has made it a point to commit the young Ulster professionals to regular community service projects. As its president, she has been busy when COVID struck the area, helping area charities like People's Place by delivering groceries to at-risk population. She also coordinated a Lace Up with Yup, a virtual 5K race which donated all the proceeds, 1,100 to be exact, to the agency. Even before the pandemic, our honoree stepped up with helping other agencies like the Ulster County SPCA with a holiday drive that benefited our four-legged friends waiting to be adopted. Together with Yup, she and her team participated in Leap of Kindness Day to collect sporting goods for students at the Children's Home of Kingston. Yup also takes part in the Kingston Clean Sweep every May and is part of the Adopt a Highway program. This benevolent socialite, a softball player, avid runner, and CrossFitter, aims to make Yup an engaging organization by hosting events like bowling and kayaking on the Hudson River. While that hasn't happened much this year due to COVID, our honoree says she can't wait until things normalize again. As someone who had previously worked at Jordan Trading, BSN Sports, and Ulster Savings Bank, she is all about helping businesses in creative ways and getting Yup members more comfortable on the networking scene. She tells us that the award she is receiving tonight is a lot bigger than herself. She said she hopes it inspires others in their 20s and 30s to get involved in their community to make it a more sustainable place to live. For all her drive and passion, for all her creativity and adventurous spirit, we honor Nicole Fuoco, President of the Young Ulster Professionals, as our 2020 Emerging Young Leader. Congrats, Nicole.
Thank you, Travis, for that very kind and humbling introduction. It has been an absolute honor to have worked with many of Ulster County's finest organizations and people. When I was told I'd be receiving the award for Ulster County's Young Emerging Leader, I was truly speechless. I never really thought of myself as a leader, more of a volunteer who wanted to see our community thrive. I have lived here from 29 years of life and always felt it was my duty to give back to the place I called home. It has given me so many opportunities, and it's only right to share those opportunities with others. This Young Ulster Professionals journey began for me back in 2015, long before anyone knew what this group would become. Over the past 5 years, the Young Ulster Professionals have flourished under some great leaders into the organization that I was appointed president of in 2019. We went from 2 networking mixers a year to having roughly 6 networking events, 4 community service events, and sponsoring a holiday drive that has helped multiple local initiatives, People's Place being one of them. And with that, there are a few special thank yous that need to be said. First and foremost, I would like to thank my family. If it wasn't for my parents, I can honestly say there is no way I would be standing in front of you today receiving this award. Their guidance and support has been vital to my success. I was fortunate to have 2 awesome role models that make community service part of our daily lives. Mom, I don't remember a time where you weren't on a charitable board, hosting a holiday drive, or being involved in some kind of booster club or class organization. Dad, thank you for teaching me that life's going to throw you a few curves, but it's always how you respond that makes all the difference. To my brother Mike, thank you for teaching me that failure is never fatal, and that always follow your heart despite what others think. To my grandparents, thank you for all the advice and wisdom you have shared over the years. Things are different in 2020 for sure, but I can assure you that the values you have instilled in me will always remain and will be vital to my success going forward. To my friends, thank you for supporting me on all the crazy adventures, responding to all my messages regarding Yup events, and most importantly, being a soundboard when I needed some assistance. Listening sometimes makes all the difference in one's life. To the Yup board, thank you for the amount of time and effort you put into making our organization a success. We are the future of Ulster County, and there's not a better group that I want to lead the way. Lastly, thank you to the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce, the Kingston City School District, Jordan Trading, BSN Sports, and Ulster Savings Bank for giving me the opportunity to be a contributing member in this business community. Your support has been nothing short of amazing, and I want you to know this is only the beginning for me. While 2020 has been a year defined by uncertainty, I have faith in Ulster County to remain resilient, and I, for one, plan on being part of the change for a better future. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Fran DiPetrillo-Savoca, proud board member of the Ulster County Regional Chamber of Commerce. Our next honoree gave it their best swing, and the result is a stunning success story that beats any tall tale from the links. Once on the brink of bankruptcy, this Kingston attraction has reinvented itself with a group of 13 investors who call themselves WGC Holdings. The investors have really gotten the ball rolling in terms of enhancing what has been a Kingston institution since 1933. Not only have they chipped away at significant upgrades on the property, but the club has grown in terms of membership, public access, and leagues, even in the midst of a pandemic. The club now boasts 232 golf members, up from 126 2 years ago, while total members increased to 348 from 183. On top of that, a number of golf rounds played at the club has increased from 14,000 to 25,000 aggregate rounds this year alone. The semi-private, semi-public experience has allowed for greater guest participation this year, including 4 successful leagues this summer, 2 for men and 2 for women, all open to the public. This fall, our honoree is hosting 2 additional leagues, one of which will be open to the public. The 87-year-old club, featuring a Robert Trent Jones Sr. design, has hosted numerous golf tournaments each year, including the New York State Amateur Championship and the Ulster County Men's Amateur Championship, known as the Herdigan. The par 72 tree-lined course, measuring 6,877 yards, is considered one of the premier layouts in the Hudson Valley and Catskill region. It is known locally as the Palace among 18-hole courses, and features a driving range, putting green, carts, rental clubs, a pro shop, lessons, group outings, a twilight rate, and a clubhouse, all of which are way above par. Our honoree routinely draws people from all over the region and is known for its impeccable hospitality. The club's newly renovated taproom and dining facilities are top-notch, as are its tennis courts and pool, which will be undergoing renovations this fall. Part of being an integral part of the community is giving back, and our honoree surely knows how to do that. Over the years, it has raised more than $1 million for local individuals battling cancer with the Michael B. Finnegan Golf Classic, $2 million for the YMCA's Strong Kids Scholarship Fund, and has held numerous fundraisers for Ulster County youth programs and childcare. It also grants golf teams from Kingston High School and SUNY Ulster access to its courses and facilities for just a nominal fee. And during the pandemic, it participated in the county-led initiative known as Project Resilience, providing 1,000 meals to our needy neighbors. While most Kingston summer camps were closed, our honoree hosted its first camp that featured golf, tennis, and swimming, giving more than 30 children a fresh and healthy place to exercise while having fun. We salute this beloved Kingston institution for all it does to entertain us, keep us healthy and active, and enrich our community through its generosity. Tonight, we proudly give the Tourism Hospitality Business of the Year Award to Wiltwyck Golf Club. Please welcome Bill Collins.
On behalf of the entire Wiltwyck team, I would like to thank the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce for the Tourism Hospitality Business of the Year Award. This award is truly a validation of a lot of hard work by our team and an affirmation of our goal to provide proper custodianship for this really important community asset. I'd like to take this opportunity to provide kudos and thanks to our key senior staff leaders who make what we do possible. I'm going to cite 5 individuals. First, Luke and Savannah Burbeck. This dynamic husband and wife team came to Wiltwyck in 2018 when they moved to Kingston from Florida. Luke is our head golf professional, and Savannah oversees member relations and in 2020 oversaw our pool operation and marketing. Together, these two make an indelible mark on everyone who comes in contact with them as part of their Wiltwyck experience. Next, I'd like to talk about Jason Nalepa and AJ Perry. AJ and Jason together have over 40 years of combined agronomy experience, which they put to use on the Wiltwyck property. Jason is our green superintendent and AJ is his first assistant. Together, they oversee a very hardworking crew who bring superior conditions to our most important asset, our golf course. And last but not least, Chef Dominique Matthes. Chef Dominique prepares food that not only looks good, but it tastes even better. And we really have been really blessed to have Dominique as part of our team this year. When the investors in Wiltwyck took on the club as a project in 2018, we well recognized Wiltwyck's essential role on the professional, social, and philanthropic scene in Ulster County. But we knew that to be successful, we needed to make the club a welcoming and hospitable place, not just for our members, but for our guests and the public at large. We committed ourselves to making the club a vibrant and fun place for members of the community to gather. Wiltwyck's role as a community asset has been particularly important during the pandemic. Now, as Fran has already mentioned, I'd like to bring out a few highlights that she relayed in her comments as additional examples. When we took over the club in 2018, we changed its business model to allow public access to our facilities, both the golf course and dining. Activity in 2020 surged, and this year we're projecting over 25,000 rounds of golf on our property, which is almost double the number of rounds we saw in the early years of our operation. We have renewed our commitment to junior golf and young people. Senior golf professional Jack Brino hosted over 50 young golfers, ages 4 to 18, as part of his junior golf clinics this year. And it's really fantastic to see all the smiling and happy young faces on the property, particularly during the difficult times we've been experiencing as a community during the pandemic. Similarly, Coach Tommy Tegler hosted a 30 young people as part of Wiltwyck's first golf, swimming, and tennis camp this year. And again, we saw many smiling, happy faces participating in his camp. And last but not least, when County Executive Pat Ryan announced the Project Resilience food drive earlier this spring, Wiltwyck, through Chef Dominique, provided over 1,000 meals to the project. And I think all of the things that I've just mentioned are just a few examples of Wiltwyck's impact on the quality of life in Ulster County. Wiltwyck's success, though, as a community asset, would not be possible without the community itself. And so in closing, I would like to thank the community for all of its support to Wiltwyck these last 3 years, but in 2020 in particular. And of course, I'd like to thank the Chamber again for this terrific award.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Kevin Quilty and I am the Vice President of the Community Foundations of the Hudson Valley, a nonprofit agency serving Ulster, Dutchess, and Putnam. And I'm also a proud member of the Board of Directors of the Chamber of Commerce of Ulster County. I am so pleased tonight to be able to announce the recipient of the Commitment to the Community Award, as it's a field that I've been working in for many, many years. Feel free to click on the heart emoji as I begin to describe some of the things that the next honoree has accomplished. That's because they're a hero to the hungry. They put shoes on kids' feet and coats on their backs. They spread Christmas cheer with Project Santa and offer free haircuts to their nearby neighbors. They help parents celebrate their kids' birthdays with gifts and party supplies. They host a free farm stand and each Tuesday from May through October, deliver food to thousands of people. They also offer a Dress for Dignity program whenever they're open. They give away backpacks filled with school supplies and even operate a pet pantry. They also provide incidentals like toothpaste and deodorant. things we take for granted, from their personal care closet. This independent nonprofit agency, founded in 1972, meets human needs with tender mercy and comes up with innovative ways to help. I can't help but reference some staggering numbers here. For example, in response to the economic challenges COVID has presented, they gave away 30,000 pounds of meat and dairy products at a pop-up meat market in their parking lot on St. James Street this past September. Additionally, when schools closed on March 15th, the agency launched a Bag Student Hunger Program. The program mimics their Bag Summer Hunger Program, and from March 16th through August 31st, they distributed more than 81,000 meals and 70,000 snacks to students to help with the lack of school breakfast and lunch. Its latest outreach, the Community Cafe, feeds about 200 people a day since opening about a year ago. This organization is led by a compassionate executive director. It has 22 volunteer-run programs, those programs that lift struggling families. During the pandemic, more people than ever have turned to this valuable community resource for assistance. Since March, the agency helped close to 1,000 new households, seeing a 300% increase in services and distributing more than 890,000 meals. It remained open at the height of COVID, despite a reduced staff and fewer volunteers. In addition to delivering food to high-risk populations, the Community Cafe switched to takeout as a means additionally to keep people safe. Over this past summer, the organization held a virtual Save Project Santa fundraiser to purchase more than 20,000 toys and gifts for an anticipated 2,500 children that will have gifts delivered to them in the community this year, which is about 500 more than they've ever done before. As the executive director has said, it's all about creating a culture of belonging for everyone and improving the lives of those most in need. Tonight, the commitment to the Community Award goes to the many volunteers, members of the Board of Directors, hard-working staff, and in particular, Executive Director Christine Hine of People's Place.
Thank you, Kevin, for such really wonderful words. A little embarrassing, but we appreciate it. First, I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce. Ulster County Chamber of Commerce has been phenomenal and a wonderful supporter of People's Place. We are extremely honored, but also very, very humbled by this award. There are so many not-for-profits in Ulster County that do such great work, and we all need to work together. So to be singled out is a little embarrassing, but again, we're very grateful and we are very honored to be chosen this year. So thank you to the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce Board, thank you to Ward Todd, thank you Jess Davis, and all the rest of the employees and support staff at the Chamber of Commerce. I know Kevin spoke a little bit about what People's Place is and who we are, but if you indulge me for just a little bit, I'll tell you a little more about us. We began in 1972 by brothers from Mount St. Alphonsus, and they had such vision. And when they began, somewhere along the line, they transitioned to a food pantry and a thrift store, and the history's a little foggy there, and we don't really know how it became, but wow, am I thankful. The thrift store is our main economic engine, so along with offering free clothes to families who need them, we also provide, it gives us funds to provide the food, to help with Project Santa, to help with the pet pantry, to help with all of the 22 programs that we offer. In 1985, the brothers moved out of the area and turned over the operation of People's Place to 25 volunteers. Fast forward 48 years later, we have our own forever home on the corner of St. James Street and Broadway. We have a small but mighty and wonderful dedicated staff. We have approximately 130 volunteers and just an amazing amount of support from the community in which we live. I say it all the time, Ulster County has the biggest heart. And we are so fortunate to live in this county, to have neighbors who are extremely supportive of our other neighbors who maybe need a hand up every once in a while. That's what People's Place is about. We are about helping people in their time of need, treating them with dignity and compassion, and also offering a little friendship. We see people every day, and sometimes our volunteers here are the only people that they get to talk to. So we do so much more than feed and clothe. We offer human companionship and friendship and a little bit of a laugh. I have to say, I personally love coming to work every day. I'm blessed to work with my amazing staff and our volunteers, some of which volunteer 4 hours, some volunteer 20 hours a week. Our staff is mostly part-timers, but a big shout out to Heidi, our deputy director, because she and I think we see each other more than we see our husbands. You have to love what you do to work as many hours as we do. And I absolutely adore what we do. I have a pair of earrings my husband gave me a few years back, and one says, do what you love, and the other one says, love what you do. And I feel like when I rock those earrings, it really is sort of what I do, and I believe it's what the volunteers and the staff here at People's Place does. So on behalf of our board of directors, on behalf of our community board, our volunteers, our staff, and the community that supports us, I would like to really give a heartfelt thank you for this amazing honor. And here's to another 48 years for People's Place.
Good evening. My name is Miriam Gibbons from Pure Clean Professional Restoration, for those of you that don't know me, and I am also a proud member of the Ulster County Chamber Board. But tonight we're here to offer the Heritage Award to one of our local businesses. There's something special about a local family-owned company, especially now that they're in their third generation. Locally family-owned businesses know their products, and they truly care about their customers. After all, they're working with their neighbors. They live here, play in our mountains, kayak in our rivers and lakes, and navigate through our 4 seasons with skill and friendliness. Such is the case with our next honoree. This locally owned and operated family business first opened its doors in 1982 in the basement of the Woodstock home of Libby and Harry Kennedy with their son Bill. Business, in fact, is in the family's blood, dating way back to 1875, when their relatives ran the Overlook Mountain House, Meads Mountain House, and the Reynolds House. This is a family that pays attention to their customers and works to satisfy their needs. That was the case when the current business started, and that core values remain constant today. The Kennedys heard the cry early on when hard-working and adventurous folks needed clothing and gear to complement their jobs, leisurely pursuits, and overall way of life. Thus was born a family enterprise that was to fill a niche for local and tourists alike. Whether kayaking or hunting, mountain climbing, snowboarding, hiking or camping, fly fishing, or taking archery lessons, this store, now on Hurley Mountain Road in Kingston, has the gear, apparel, footwear to make any outdoor experience a lasting experience. Their business stands alone and has survived the wave of the big box stores. And when it comes to personal service, knowledge, and great inventory, there is no comparison. Bill is currently the CEO. His brother Jim manages the optical division. A third generation is now involved with the family business. Bill's son Winter is the retail store manager, and Jim's daughter Kayla works for the optical division. Together with their team, they take the time to show their customers how to use the gear, which sleeping bag or trekking pole is right for their recreational outing. Again, personal touch. That's because they live here and they know our terrain. They love the Hudson Valley and are passionate about our casual Catskill living. When it comes to brand names, they feature nothing but the best: Patagonia, my favorite. Carhartt, Wilderness Systems, Keen, Osprey, North Face, and more. Each season, the owners entice shoppers to stop by for special activities, like the Kayak Festival in the spring or the indoor archery leagues in the winter. After you leave the familiar green building off Route 28, you will feel valued, satisfied, and like you made a lifelong friend. That's important to the owners, who knows that developing their loyal relationships is paramount and part of their store's legacy. Their slogan, "We want to be your favorite store," says it all. Tonight, we applaud the three-generation, one-of-a-kind local business when customer service and quality products remain the highest priorities. Congratulations to our honoree in the Heritage Award category. They are the Work and Play Outfitters. Please welcome Bill Kennedy from Kenco.
Hi, I'm Bill Kennedy. I'm sorry I'm going to read a little bit from the paper, but we are so privileged and honored to be able to accept this award for from the Chamber. The Heritage Award is about a family business. If you have a minute, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our last 38 years. We started Kenco in my parents' garage in 1982. I worked in the garage with a 1975 Chrysler LeBaron, my mother's old dirty golf clubs, and real estate signs that were everywhere from her 20 years of selling. We had just left our jobs. We had virtually no money, no clue of what we were supposed to do next. Over the next few years, we argued a lot, we cried a lot, and we worked crazy hours. My brother Jim saw how much fun we were having, and he joined us a couple years later. Truthfully, we were floundering. Then we put out a small mail order catalog. It was exciting to see people calling. One Saturday morning, my parents got a knock at their front door, and this man showed up, work clothing, covered in dirt, muddy boots. My mom's in her bathrobe with a cup of coffee, and she says, "Can I help you?" And he said, "I'm here to look at chainsaw chaps." She said, "Well, come on in." She invited him into the house. She made him breakfast, sold him the chaps. Off he went. She cleaned up. My father got in the car, went down to the bank in Woodstock, applied for a loan to get a building, to get the business in his name, in his words, "Get it the hell out of our house." So the next place I'm going to take you is to our store in Woodstock on Rock City Road. My mother'd be hanging clothes. My father'd be paying bills. My son's playing underneath the clothing racks. My sister-in-law would be dropping off my nephew to take a nap. That's what a family business does. Everybody's involved. Everybody's working in all different directions. I can't remember the exact situation, but we outgrew the store in Woodstock in about 5 years, and we wound up building the building behind me. That was 1998. I have pictures of the whole family working on this building. I have all of us on our hands and knees, zip tying pipes to the grid before you pour the concrete. I have pictures of my son helping my father. It's just been an awesome experience to build a business as a family. You know, we opened the door here, and instantly people started asking for things that we didn't have. So we kept adding. We added archery, we added boating, we added camping, we added fishing. We seem to keep adding. We added embroidery and screen printing. And we've turned into probably the biggest little store in the area. And that's little store, I kind of want to emphasize that. When we moved to Kingston, there was one other store in the area that sold what we sold. And not shortly after that, they built the mall. And I think at one point there were 6 other stores selling similar products to what we have. They've slowly been going away. And when a big store goes away, they just let everybody go and shut the door. But family businesses, locally owned businesses, don't do that. They have nowhere to go. This is our home. This is where we live. This is what we love. So this award, I feel like it's more than just for us, Kenco, and I'm sure everybody gets it different years. But I want to call out Van Kleeck's Tire and Montano Shoes and Williams Lumber and Herzog Supply. These are people that have built a business, I think probably like us, from the working in a garage and getting something that's substantial. I also want to say that Kenco is a family store. I work with my brother Jim. He makes great glasses. My sister-in-law Tammy is a really good clothing buyer. My son Winter now runs the store. My niece Kayla, Jim's daughter, helps him with the optical. That's family, right? But the Kenco family isn't just the Kennedys. The Kenco family, it's Janet, my office manager. It's Emily who runs screen printing and embroidery. It's Melissa who does the shoes, the Daves, the Bruces, the Rachels, the Terras. It's everyone who makes this business work. That's Kenco family. So I'd like to thank my parents for starting this business with me and my grandkids for making it necessary. I'm proud to accept this award on behalf of the Kenco family. So we invite you. Come on over, wear a mask, stay 3 golden retrievers apart, and wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Thank you.
Our final award for this evening is the Len Kane Heart of Ulster County Award, given annually to a local business leader who has demonstrated over time his or her commitment to improving our region by giving back to others. For the first time since we began these awards, tonight this recognition is not going to one single person, but to an entire community. All those people, businesses, and organizations that helped our residents through the worst days of COVID-19. Never before had we seen anything like this. The cruel and contagious coronavirus struck in March. People got sick and lost their jobs. Businesses shut down, some for good. People stopped gathering. Schools closed, and kids stopped playing together. Churches were darkened. The world as we knew it had simply stopped. But then true heroes arose. Some wore medical gear, some business suits, or even blue jeans. They cared for COVID patients in the hospitals. They helped small businesses secure PPP loans. They drove trucks and distributed food boxes to shut-ins. They are the faces of Ulster County, our amazing healthcare workers, frontline workers, first responders, police, fire, ambulance workers, volunteers at our local charities, bankers, restaurant owners and workers, grocery store workers, truck drivers, mail carriers, government leaders, and most of all, the great and giving residents of our region. It would literally take us days to thank all the agencies and the people who came together in mid-March as the virus was spreading in Ulster County. So tonight we're going to do our best to narrow it down just a bit. Our hospitals, first of all, deserve our greatest praise. Doctors and nurses worked long hours treating COVID-stricken patients. The stories we heard during the time we featured a daily Hometown Healthcare Heroes Award were nothing short of amazing. Trained professionals, thousands of them, who put their own health and safety at risk and who worked tirelessly treating people and saving lives. Our nonprofits responded heroically to the growing needs of our residents, those without food, those who couldn't pay their bills, those in danger of losing their homes and their apartments. These agencies made referrals, cut checks, opened emergency child care centers, and distributed meals to at-risk residents and those in need. Speaking of helping, where would our small businesses be without our great local financial institutions who stepped up and helped our small businesses secure payroll protection program loans to stay afloat? They worked day and night with the SBA to get those funds released and quickly available. Our restaurants, just amazing. They kept us well-fed during the crisis while suffering hardship themselves. Due to government closures, they were forced to change their operations, cancel gatherings, and reinvent themselves. During the height of the pandemic, they relied on takeout to stay open and then outdoor dining. The Chamber's new Facebook group, Ulster Eateries United, launched 7 months ago and now, with more than 11,000 members, was there to support our restaurants, help them survive amid the quarantine. All the while they gave back, feeding the frontline and other essential workers. Speaking of essential workers, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the employees at our grocery stores and our hardware stores, the delivery drivers, U.S. Postal Service employees, the EMTs, police and fire services, and everyone who went to work every day, putting their own health at risk. Meanwhile, our local government leaders mobilized like never before. Soon after the pandemic began, Ulster County Executive Pat Ryan began live streaming up to them information about the programs that were being made available, about precautions that should be taken, all of which our residents and businesses so desperately needed. Pat displayed a calm and reassuring presence for us, giving hope when it seemed to many that there was none, even as the numbers of infections were rising. For the residents of Kingston, Mayor Steve Noble provided live updates on available city services and also offered helpful information. Both Pat and Steve partnered with an amazing local resource, Radio Kingston, to provide live stream services, and we thank them for volunteering their time and their talents. Another initiative that set Ulster County apart was Project Resilience. Established by County Executive Pat Ryan, his administration raised over $2.5 million to feed the needy all across our county, with assistance from the United Way of Ulster County. This project also allowed us, so many of our favorite restaurants, to keep their lights on and their employees working. The county also partnered with other not-for-profits on initiatives like Project Resilience Childcare and the Ulster County Resilience Economic Initiative. They used $150,000 in federal funding to help low and moderate income families pay their rents. As I mentioned earlier, this award tonight is the very first time the honoree is not a single individual. It took an unprecedented combined effort to make it through this emergency. As the saying goes, we were truly all in this together, and we still are. So tonight, fittingly, the Len Kane Heart of Ulster County Award goes to the people of Ulster County, our hometown heroes, all our frontline and essential workers, our nonprofits, government leaders, and the everyday people who banded together to ease the suffering. You are our heroes. Accepting this award tonight on behalf of the 188,000 residents of Ulster County is Ulster County Executive Pat Ryan. Pat?
Thank you so much, Ward. And as you always do, you so eloquently articulated what I know I have felt and so many of us have felt over the last 6 or 7 months. Really more than anything, a sense of just pride in our whole community, every single one of the 180,000 plus residents of our county who all stepped up in such exceptional ways. And as I reflect on that, it could almost feel weird that pride is the sense that we feel in the midst of unprecedented tragedy and loss and economic and other devastation. But I actually think it's an important reminder that it often, maybe too often, takes great crises and challenges to remind us of the fact that we really are connected in a much deeper way than I think most of us appreciate in our sort of normal times, that what each of us does creates this series of ripple effects across the community that impacts every single other person. And in a moment of crisis, when we each choose to do something positive and selfless and to serve each other, that it creates this incredible exponential effect of positivity and of resilience and of pride. And so I really want to thank every single person who was a part of that, because by definition, it took all of us approaching it with that sense of togetherness and optimism, even in the face of great uncertainty and challenge. And as I watched our community rally, I really felt like I knew we had this in us. I knew we had this grit and this ingenuity and this compassion, but to see it come out at moments literally brought me to tears of pride. And I want to thank each of you for what you've done to do that. I want to thank the Chamber too, and you, Ward, in particular, because at a moment of great challenge, the Chamber really opened up and served the entire county as well, not just our business community, but everyone, and provided a way forward and resources and more of a sense of optimism that we could get through this. So I also want to thank you for that. So as we continue to both fight through this, because we're not through it yet, not only do I want to thank each of you, but I want to leave us all with a challenge and a request to reflect on as we go, which is both in the coming months as we continue to navigate through the public health aspects of this, let's still be there for each other. Let's continue to take care of each other. But more so, let's think about how we come out of this crisis as a community and as an economy in a way that closes some of the gaps and the fragile points and the weak points that this crisis highlighted and brought to the fore. I think that if we look at how we responded and those values that we showed in the moment of crisis, we can draw on them and really build something different and special and powerful here, and build something better coming out of the crisis that is more of a people-centered economy and community that will be the envy of so many. So I look forward to working with each of you to build that and refine that. And more than anything, once we get through this, I look forward to the chance to, in person, all celebrate and congratulate each other and commend each other and shake each other's hands and give each other hugs and just be together as a community. I know we'll have that moment soon. And until then, thank you. It's been my honor to serve the community and to continue to do so. And I hope to see you all soon.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks for being part of our program, and thank you very much for making this Business Awards a real celebration this year. I want to thank the Board of Directors of both the Chamber of Commerce and the Ulster County Economic Development Alliance. I want to thank the Business Awards Selection Committee. They did a great job again this year. Thanks, of course, to our sponsors, our premium sponsors, Health Alliance, part of the WMC Health Network, Ulster Savings Bank, the Emerson Resort and Spa, Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, and Nuvance Health. Our platinum sponsors, Rondout Savings Bank, Central Hudson Gas and Electric, and Rhinebeck Bank. Our diamond sponsors, Van Cleek's Tire, Gagnon and Associates CPAs, WineRacks.com, and Adams Farraker Farms. And finally, thanks to our amazing Chamber of Commerce staff who worked many long hours and many long days on this event. In particular, we thank Jess Davis and Allison Costanzo. Jess recorded all of our honorees at their place of work, and she did the presenters as well, and then produced that amazing visual tribute that you just saw to our Ulster County hometown heroes. So thanks, Jess and Allison, and all of our chamber staff for all of you do. That is our program for tonight. We look forward to next year when we will do this again in person. Until then, thanks for being with us, and have a good night.